be joining you today on the 10th of January 2022. Where did that time go? I hope that you had a wonderful Christmas, some time off, some time with your friends, with your family. And I wish you from the bottom of my heart all the best for 2022. I hope that 2022 is a wonderful year for yourself and everybody connected to you. Now, what are we going to talk about today? What we're going to talk about today is the 5 reasons why investing in yourself is important and what to do about it. I'm going to be live for around about 15-20 minutes maximum. It would be wonderful to hear highs, see who's actually live with us today. So feel free just to drop a quick comment in the chat just so I know that this is working fine and that there's no issues, anything like that. But also let me know how you're doing in 2022. I know that I personally got the dreaded coronavirus on Christmas Day of all days, was the day that I tested positive there. So went into isolation for the week and missed the family like crazy. So I was so lucky I ended up being able to take most of the last week off and actually spend time with the family. But I think that is really, really important that we actually identify what is it that we're trying to achieve. Now, over the last few months, we've talked about goal setting, we've talked about budgets, we've talked about your why, we've talked about your purpose. What is it that you're trying to achieve? Now, if you're anything like me, if you're anything like the vast majority of business owners that I know and that I speak to on a daily business, you possibly have gone out there thinking, right, okay, 2022, let's smash it, let's go for it. Let's actually see where we go, and we better start listening to the podcast. We better start reading the webinars. Watching the webinars. Sorry, we better actually start developing ourselves. Actually, let's take some time out. Let's take some time out to understand what is important for yourself and why you should be investing in yourself. As business owners, we are really, really passionate about our business. As business owners, we're really, really passionate about helping others normally. But actually, the person that we forget about the most is ourselves. The person that we actually neglect is ourselves. If we invest time in ourselves, then it makes such a huge difference. 5 reasons why you may want to invest time in yourself, why it's important. First one for me is you are the biggest return investment. As you grow, your business grows, your life grows, your friendships groups, your family, opportunities grow. As you as an individual get those chances to grow, to move into new areas, what's actually happening is everything associated with yourself gets a chance to grow and develop. That's number one. Number two, you can actually take the lead and you can shape your business. You can shape your life. If I was doing this on the 10th of January 2021, 12 months ago, I was around about 15 kilograms heavier. I looked a different bloke, but I took the decision that I wanted to invest in myself through Brad Burton and through NASMAX to actually lose weight. What impact does that have on my life? It means that I actually feel a lot better about myself. It meant that when I got coronavirus, I possibly wasn't as ill as I was expecting. It meant that actually I found that I love walking. I love going out and spending time outside. It makes such a big difference when you invest in yourself. So you get the opportunity to actually shape and develop your business when you take responsibility for yourself. When you put yourself first, it gives you the opportunity to actually grow your business and other parts of your life. Next thing, you discover and you work in your zone of genius. That sounds very, very posh, doesn't it? What do I mean by that? How many of us go to work and it's cold and it's snowing and it's dark and it's miserable and think, I can't do that. Out of bed and think, yippee, it's another day. Let's get out there. Let's go and smash it. How many of us are somewhere between the two? Probably most of us. This morning, my 2 daughters, I took them to school. It was the first day that they were back. It was my first day at work today. And there was a tinge of, work again. I quite like being off. Actually, you know what? It isn't work again. It's actually a case of we get the chance to shape our future. I get the chance to work in my area, my zone of genius. I get the opportunity to work on things that I'm passionate about. That's so, so important to me. Did I do little bits of work last week when I was off? Yes, but it was all that was positive. It was all stuff that meant something to me. It was all stuff that meant something to my team because the areas that I was working on was areas that would help them. That was something I was really passionate about last week. So please invest in yourself because you get time to actually be brilliant. You get time to be the best person that you can be. If anyone's got any experiences of these things, please do pop them in the chat. Happy New Year, Darren. Great to see you. And thanks for the comment about my health. You employ, the next reason, you employ based on the skills that you need. So I'm not the world's best at flying an aeroplane. In fact, I'm the worst. I've never flown one in my life. But when I go on holiday, I trust in somebody to fly that plane. When I go and I buy some meat for the Christmas dinner, I got it from the butchers. I've got something from somebody that's better skilled in that area. When I'm working on marketing, we work with Sarah. Sarah does a lot of our marketing stuff. Why is that important? Because you can employ people who have better skills in those areas than what you do. Acknowledge where you're weak at. Acknowledge where isn't fun. And then bring somebody in to do that stuff. It's really, really important to do that. Really important. But by investing in yourself, you understand what you're good at and what you're bad at. And those things that you're bad at, go and do something about. You can do that. The fifth area that we've talked about is you can develop and strengthen your existing team. So you can actually turn around and say, right, what areas do I need help in? How can I work with my team to get more for them? So if we look at some of the team, what is it that the team really want to achieve? What is it that they are looking to do in their life? And what is it that I, as an individual, can do to help them to get what they want? Just like what we do with our clients. There are 5 very, very quick reasons why investing on yourself is important. But how do we actually do that? Step 1 for me has to be about identifying what's important to you. It's identifying that why, that purpose. It's identifying what is important to you. Step 2, identify the gap. Where you are now to where you want to be. What changes do you need to make to reach your goals? After that, it's then about developing your skill set. What do you need to do to move from A to B? What do you need to do move from where you are now to where you want to be? Identify those things and then find out how to do that. Some ideas on how you could actually do that. You may bring a mentor in. I mentor a number of clients. I have 2 mentors myself. One of my mentors, Naz, I mentioned him before, I meet up with him every Monday night. It's a virtual meeting. I know that I'm accountable to him. I know that we're going to set some goals and some targets around my weight, around my health. And we're going to do that every single week. That's brilliant. I also have another mentor. I have Brad Burton. I went through a Kingmaker program with Brad. Absolutely loved that. That kicked so many ideas for me off. So many ideas of what do I want to achieve? What was important to me? It really helped me to kick those things off. And Brad holds me accountable every month in our session there. Lisa just put, I think I can name all the Lego sets. Do I get a prize? Go for it, Lisa. Go for it. If you get them all, I'll be really, really impressed. But what else could you do? You can also go out there and you can read the books. You can go to the workshops. You can get the courses. Some books that I absolutely love. Will It Make the Boat Go Faster? By Ben Hunt Davies. Absolutely love that. Well worth a read. Start with a Why by Simon Sinek. Absolutely fantastic. Love that book as well. That's all about your purpose, your why. Talked about that a couple of months ago. Another one that I've been reading is Happy Sexy Millionaire by Stephen Bartlett. Love that. That talks about, are you good enough now? Were you always happy? He talks about The day that he actually made all millions and he could go out there and he could buy the bigger house, the bigger car, and actually realized he didn't really want any of that stuff because he actually was as happy now as he always had been. Another one that I'm reading currently is the high performance, uh, or listening to is the high performance podcast, Jake Humphries. Absolutely love that. That is brilliant. So surround yourself with things that are going to inspire you on a daily basis. If it's a podcast, listen to it. If it's a webinar, watch the webinar. If it's a group of people on Facebook, on Twitter, wherever it might be, surround yourself with people that are going to educate and inspire you. It's really, really important. The next thing that I would do is rather than just a mentor, I'd look at bringing a coach in. If you imagine a lot of football teams, netball teams, American football, Formula One, everything, they all have a coach. They all have somebody that says, where is it you're trying to go? And they help them to get there. We coach a number of our clients. I coach a number of our clients personally. So it's always worthwhile bringing in a coach. But I think a big part for me is looking at it and identifying that you are the number one person in your life. Your family, your children, they're really, really, really important. But if you don't put your oxygen mask on first when the plane's going down, you can't really help them. So you've got to make sure that you take time out to help yourself. You take time out to identify what it is you're trying to achieve and what it is that you need to do to move from A to B. Ultimately, I walked a marathon last year. I'm going to do it again this year. In fact, I'm going to do 2 this year. Why? Absolutely no idea. But it's just another challenge. It's something that I want to do. I can't actually do the one that I really wanted to do. I've got commitments that weekend. But I remember walking that marathon and thinking, I can't do this anymore. Laying on the ground and thinking, I wish I was just dead now. This is horrendous. It's horrible. I can't do this anymore. And my good friend Malcolm saying, get up, walk to this point, and we'll reevaluate where you're at. Malcolm coached me that day without me knowing. And all I did was I put one step in front of the other. And I realized that as I was gaining those experience, those steps, I got more belief about myself. As I was going through some of the bad moments, the horrible moments, I learned more about myself. And I dug deeper than I've ever dug in my life. And I understood more about myself on every one of those 26.2 miles. Understanding more and more and more about myself. And what I did was I got more belief. So those pain points of doing that marathon last year, they're still there. But now I believe I can go and do it again. I'm that confident I can go and do it twice. So I'm doing one in the Lake District and I'm doing one in London, the city centre of London, walking through that in the middle of the night. I'm absolutely buzzing about both those things. Those are 2 things that I want to do. But those are 2 things that I've invested in myself. Those are 2 things that are really, really important to me. So you've got to invest in yourself. If you don't invest in yourself, who's going to invest in you? Take a moment to think about people who you've helped, whether it's family, whether it's friends, whether it's employees, customers, suppliers. What have you done? You've invested your time, you've invested your experience with these people. What impact did it make on them? When you've invested your time, your experience, and you've given that up, or you've been paid for it, whichever way it is, and you made a difference to these people. Imagine if you were to invest the same time on yourself. If you were to put yourself first, what a difference you could make to your life. So please, from the bottom of my heart, identify what it is that makes you happy. We're coming out of COVID, hopefully. We're talking about an endemic now. What does 2022 look like for you? Don't compare yourself to everybody else on Instagram, on Facebook. Compare yourself to you. Be the best person that you can be. Do what makes you happy. Because if you can do that, you've got that purpose to get out of bed in the morning. You've got those reasons why it's important that you do what you do. Make the time to invest in yourself because it's the most important investment you will ever make, in my opinion. Thank you very much for your time today. I hope that helps. As always, we'll follow it up with a blog. Please do subscribe to our newsletter. 2022 is going to be a year of difference for Valued in terms of what we're going to be putting out there in terms of communication. So please do subscribe to our newsletter. Follow us on Instagram, follow us on Twitter and the Facebook community, Facebook page as well. We are looking to do a lot of profiles on clients this year. So if there's any clients watching this that would love to do a live session, we've done a number last year. I think we did 5 or 6 last year. We're looking to do 12 this year. If anybody has some time that they want to develop, they want to spend advertising their business, giving guidance, investing that time to anybody else, more than happy to help and support anybody like that. So just shout if anybody wants that support. More than happy to get any clients on the live here as well. But also, if anybody has any suggestions, any ideas on why it is important to invest in yourself, post it in the comments. Post it in the comments. Would love some feedback as well. All right. Absolutely wonderful to catch up with you. Thank you so much for joining us today, and we shall catch up with you soon. Take care. Thanks. Bye bye.